Let's solve this GATE 2008 question. This question has also come in UGC NET exam. This as it is, this question has come in the UGC NET exam also. So let's solve it. Consider the following relational schema for a library database. Two tables are given to you, two relations are given to you. One is book, another is collection, and these are the functional dependencies. Assume author comma title is the key for both schema. This author comma title, author comma title, author comma title, this is the key for both the schema. Which of the following are true? Are they in BC enough, 3 enough, 2 enough? Okay. In this question, one thing I want to ask you, look at this information. Assume author comma title is the key for both schema. Okay, let me know. Are we talking about here are in this line, are we talking about candidate key or primary key or super key? What are we talking about? Tell me. Look at this line. Assume author comma title is the key for both schema. What are we talking about? Here actually we are talking about primary key. Okay, here actually the question is talking about primary key, because remember why? See, candidate key you will find from functional dependencies. Yes or no? See, there can be more candidate keys. Okay, remember one thing, there can be many more candidate keys. Yes or no? From the functional dependencies, we can find candidate keys. Okay, yes or no? We can find all the candidate keys. We can find all the candidate keys for both tables, for both relations. Agree with me? Do you agree with me that, see, if I tell you this information, if I give you that author comma title is the key for both schema, will you not find more candidate keys? Will you stop? Tell me, just understand what I'm asking. I'm asking, will you stop? If I give you this information, author comma title is the key for both schema, then will you not find more candidate keys? The question is asking BC enough, 3 enough. So you must find all the candidate keys. Yes or no? You must find all the candidate keys. Okay. So from the functional dependencies, you must find all candidate keys. All the candidate keys you must find. Is this clear? So actually this information that is given to you, that is actually only for primary key, that in these two tables, this author comma title, this is the primary key. But actually candidate key we will find. Candidate key we have to find. Okay. There can be more candidate keys. I will show you. Okay. Let's solve it now. So a student is asking that, sir, key means candidate key by default. Yes, that is correct. By default, key means candidate key. But read the question and from the context, you try to understand what the question has given to you. See, by default, key means candidate key, that we already know. By default, key means candidate key. Okay. In the GATE exam also, in the Ullman book also, by default key means candidate key. But I am telling you that read the question from the context of the question. You try to think what this statement means. I am just telling you what this statement means. Tell me one thing. If the statement is talking about candidate key, then will you not find more candidate keys? I'm just asking this question. Will you not find more candidate keys? What are the candidate keys in this table? What are the candidate keys in this table? Will you not find all the candidate keys? Yes, of course you will find. Yes or no? You have to find all the candidate keys in both the tables. That is what I'm telling you. So this line actually does not give you information of all the candidate keys. This line does not tell you that this is the only candidate key. No, this line simply tells you about primary key. The candidate key we have to find from the functional dependencies. For both the tables we have to find the candidate key. This is what I'm telling you. Okay, now you can see there are two tables. One is catalog, one is book. First let me see, sorry, one is collection table, another is book table. First let me see this collection table. Okay, for convenience I will write all of them in a short form. Okay, for convenience, is this clear? For convenience, this title I will write T. Okay, I will not write title, I will just simply write T to save time. This author I will write A, and this catalog number I will write C. So TAC. Okay, these are the three attributes. Now also here in the book table, this will be title. Title means T, author means A, catalog means C, publisher means P, year means Y, and price means I will write something PR, or maybe for price, I will write something else. Okay, you have to write something else, because remember this is publisher. For publisher, I'm using P. So for price, I will just use something else, maybe rupees. Yes, price means rupees. Rupees. Very good. Okay. For price, I will use R. R means rupees. Is this clear? Because I cannot use P for both of them. Publisher comma price. I cannot use P for both of them. So for price, I will use R. R means rupees. Anyway, so this is your collection table. Tell me what are the functional dependencies which are projected in the collection table. FDs projected. FDs projected or holding in collection table. In this collection table, what are the functional dependencies that will hold? Tell me. Tell me all the functional dependencies which will hold in this table, in this collection table. What are all the functional dependencies that will hold? So you can see TAC. Between TAC, find all the functional dependencies. Between TAC, find all the functional dependencies. So one is this, TA determining C. Are you getting my point? I am asking, this is the collection table. I want all the FDs. I want all the functional dependencies which will hold in this table. Between these three attributes, all the functional dependencies that will hold, I want those. Is this clear? I want all the functional dependencies between these three attributes, among these three attributes. Okay. So one of them is this, TA implies C. Okay. Yes or no? One of them is TA implies C. What is another? Yes, there is another. There is another. C implies TA. You can split on RHS. Yes or no? FD we can split on RHS. Agree with me? See, if you have A implies B, C, D, E, B, C, D, E, then it simply means you can split on RHS. It simply means A determine B. It simply means A determine C, A determine D, A determine E. Is this clear? Please tell me. We can split on RHS, that you already know. Functional dependencies rule. We can split on RHS. FD, you can split FD on RHS. So if you have this type of FD, then it simply means all of them. Okay. So remember, you can see C determines TA. Okay. C determines TA. So here I can say that C will determine TA. Is there anything else? Look at this and tell me, is there anything else? Between TAC, between TAC, is there anything else? Is there any other FD among TAC, among these three attributes TAC? Is there any other functional dependency? There is no other functional dependency. Okay. So finally, these are the functional dependencies. Remember, please understand that in this collection table, these are the functional dependencies. These are the FDs of collection tables. Okay. These two, these are, let me write it here. These are the FDs projected. Okay. These are the FDs projected, or I can simply say these are the FDs on collection table. Okay, that's it. Now you can easily solve what is the candidate key for the collection table. For the collection table, you tell me. Collection table candidate keys. Tell me about collection table candidate keys. Let me know. So you can see collection table candidate keys will be TA will be a candidate key and C will be a candidate key. Okay. Is this clear? This TA will be a candidate key, C will be a candidate key. So these are the two candidate keys. So can I say that every attribute is prime? Yes or no? For the collection table, just focus on the collection table. Every attribute is prime for collection table. Okay. Every attribute is prime. Yes or no? Every attribute is a prime. And because every attribute is prime, so what will happen? Definitely it is in 3NF. So automatically this is in 3NF. BCNF we have to check. So 3NF is guaranteed. Okay, BCNF we have to check. BCNF we have to check. Now tell me, this will be BCNF or not? You can see this is a super key, this is a super key. So this is in BCNF also. Yes or no? Both are super keys. So this is in the BCNF also. So finally I can say collection table. Okay, because in the collection table we have TA determining C, C determining TA. Okay, so here you can see this is a super key, this is a super key, both are super key, correct? super key, and this is also super key. So I can say this is actually in BCNF. Is this clear? So collection table is in BCNF, is in BCNF. Okay. Let me know, did you understand? This is the correct analysis of this question. I have seen many students, what they do, they do the analysis of this collection table without this FD. Okay. Please tell me, did you solve this gate exam question? And while solving this gate exam question by yourself, in this collection table, did you take this FD? This second FD, did you take or not? If you did not take this second FD, then that is wrong. You got the correct answer. Okay. By luck, you were lucky to get the correct answer. But if you don't take this FD, the second FD, if you don't take, then your method was wrong, and in some other question you will get the wrong answer. Okay. Now, did you understand this question? Please tell me. Did you crystal clearly understand this question? Let me know. So this collection table is definitely in BCNF. Now let's see about the book table. What are the attributes in the book table? In the book table, we have TACPYR. Okay, we have TACPYR. Okay, so these are the attributes. So now you tell me, what are the candidate keys holding? What are the functional dependencies holding in book table? Tell me. What are the FDs of book table? Let me know. What will be the FDs of book table? You can see one of them is this TA determining C. Okay. So one of them will be TA determining C. TA determines C. What else? Tell me. What else? Let me know. Another is C determining TAPY. C determining TAPY. What else? What else? You can see PTY determining price. PTY determining price. Okay, PTY determining price. Price, this is your price. Okay, so PTY determining R. So these are the FDs. Is this clear? Please tell me. These are the FDs of book table. Now you tell me. Once you got these FDs of the book table, what are the candidate keys of book table? Tell me about the candidate keys of the book table. Let me know. Is there any attribute which is not on the RHS? Here, these are the attributes. Is there any attribute which is not on the RHS? Let me know which attribute is not on the RHS. Every attribute is on the RHS. Now let's find out the candidate keys. Just find out all the candidate keys. You can see C is a candidate key. Single attribute candidate key is only this. Yes or no? Single attribute candidate key. This is the single attribute candidate key. Nothing else. Okay. Next, you can see TA is also candidate key. Okay. TA, that is also candidate key. Is there anything else? Nothing else. You can check. Okay, just find all the candidate keys. Find all the candidate keys. These will be the candidate keys. Okay, nothing else is a candidate key. A student is saying PTYA. Is this a candidate key? PTYA. This is not a candidate key because TA is already a candidate key. TA is already a candidate key. So PTYA is not a candidate key because TA is already a candidate key. So PTYA is not a candidate key. These are the candidate keys. Yes or no? Is this clear? Please tell me. So what are the non-prime attributes? Let me know. See, these are the FDs. One is TA determining C, C determining TAPY, and PTY determining R. Okay, we got the candidate keys. The candidate keys are C, TA. So what are the non-prime attributes? Let me know. What are the non-prime attributes? Tell me all the non-prime attributes. They are PYR. These are the non-prime attributes. Yes or no? Okay. Now let's check. First of all, you tell me, is this in BCNF or not? For BCNF, you can very easily check. BCNF checking is very easy. Okay. Is there any violation of BCNF? Yes. You can see this is the violation of BCNF. PTY determining R. This is a violation of BCNF. is a violation of BCNF. Why? What is the reason? Because you can easily see this is not a super key. This is not a super key. So this is a violation of BCNF. So BCNF is gone. Now let's check about 2NF. Okay. Now let's quickly check about 2NF. 2NF or not. For 2NF, what you will do? You will find proper subset of candidate key. Can it determine non-prime attribute? Okay. So what are the proper subsets of candidate key? Tell me all the proper subsets of candidate keys. Let me know. What are the proper subsets of candidate keys? Tell me. So the proper subsets of candidate keys are T comma A only. That's it. These are the proper subsets of candidate key. Can they determine non-prime attribute? Now you find what is T closure. T closure will be T only. What is A closure? A closure will be A only. Yes or no? So can they determine non-prime attribute? You can see T cannot determine non-prime attribute. Yes or no? T cannot determine non-prime attribute. A cannot determine non-prime attribute. Is this clear? Let me know. T cannot determine, these are the non-prime attributes. P, Y, R, these are the non-prime attributes. You can see T cannot determine non-prime attribute. A cannot determine non-prime attribute. So this is in 2NF, yes or no? Yes or no? So this relation is in 2NF. Now let's check for 3NF. This relation is in 2NF. Now let's check for 3NF. For 3NF, what is the condition? Please tell me. For 3NF, what is the condition? What is the violation of 3NF? What the only violation of 3NF? There is only one violation of 3NF. What is that? What is the violation of 3NF? Let me know. There is only one violation of 3NF. And what is that? So violation of 3NF is non-super key determining non-prime attribute. Yes or no? Is this clear? Determining non-prime attribute. This is the only violation of 3NF. There is no other violation of 3NF. This is the only violation of 3NF, that non-super key is determining non-prime attribute. Okay, non-super key determining non-prime attribute. Okay, don't say non-candidate key. No, don't say non-candidate key. Say non-super key determining non-prime attribute. This is the only violation of 3NF. Now tell me, is there any violation of 3NF? Look at this. Is there any violation of 3NF? This is already a super key. This is already a super key. And you can see, what about this? This is not a super key. You can see PTY determining R. Look at this. This is non-prime. Yes or no? This is non-prime attribute. And look at this. This is non-super key. This is not a super key. So non-super key determining non-prime attribute. So I can say this is a not in 3NF. Okay. Is this clear? So that's it. This is the analysis of this GATE exam question. So please tell me what is the final answer. Collection table is in BCNF and book table is in 2NF. So book is in 2NF and collection in 3NF. So which option is correct? The question is asking which option is correct. Both are in 2NF. Book is in 2NF and collection in 3NF. This is correct, right? Yes or no? Actually, collection table is in BCNF. Actually, collection table is in BCNF and this book table, this is in 2NF. Okay, this is your actually the best answer. This is the best answer. Remember, this is the best answer. Collection table BCNF and book table 2NF. But from the options, which is the best option? From the options, see, this is wrong. This is clearly wrong. Okay. This is also wrong. Yes or no? This is also wrong. See, these two options are wrong. This option is correct. This option is correct. Which is best option? Oh, okay. Are in 2NF only. Okay. Sorry. Because of this word, option D is actually wrong. Okay, option D is actually wrong because of this word only. Okay, option D is actually wrong. Option D is wrong because because of this word only. Is this clear? See, option D is saying both are in 2NF only. Both are in 2NF only. So that is the reason option D is wrong. Okay, the answer will be option C. That's it. Is this clear? So similarly for this UGC NET exam question, same question came in UGC NET exam. And for this question, what will be the answer? For this UGC NET exam question, what will be the answer? Both are in BCNF wrong. Both are in 3NF wrong. This is in 2NF. This is in 3NF. This is correct. Both are in 2NF. See, the UGC NET people, they copied the question, but the question also they copied wrongly. They did not copy the only word. Yes or no? Did you notice? They did not copy the only word. They copied the question. The UGC NET people, they are copying the GATE exam question, but at least copy as it is. At least copy as it is. They are not copying as it is. वो कहते हैं ना, अक्ल में भी नकल चाहिए. जब क्वेश्चन कॉपी कर रहे हो तो पूरा एज इट इज ही कर लो. यहां पे ओनली वर्ड मिस कर दिया. सो फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन, फॉर दिस यूजीसी नेट एग्जाम क्वेश्चन, एक्चुअली सी कोमा डी आर बोथ करेक्ट. ओके, बट सी इज बेटर. सी इज बेटर चॉइस. ओके, तो अगर आप यूजीसी नेट एग्जाम का अगर ये एग्जाम अगर आप दे रहे हो तो सी कोमा डी दोनों करेक्ट है, लेकिन सी एक बेटर चॉइस है. You will get marks for C because I know the question maker, actually not the question maker, the question copier. जिसने भी ये क्वेश्चन कॉपी किया ना, उसके दिमाग में ऑप्शन सी ही चल रहा है. उसने ओनली वर्ड हटा दिया. वो सोच भी नहीं रहा है. उसको लग रहा है कि ओनली वर्ड तो फालतू है. ओके, यहाँ पे जो ओनली वर्ड जो गेट वालों ने यूज किया है वो तो फालतू वर्ड है, तो उसको हटा देते हैं. तो एनीवे जो ये जो क्वेश्चन जिसने भी कॉपी किया है वो आपको सी, ऑप्शन सी के लिए मार्क्स देगा. वो ऑप्शन डी के लिए मार्क्स नहीं देगा. वो ऑप्शन सी के लिए मार्क्स देगा. ओके, तो एनीवे दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम विद PSU एंड गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम क्वेश्चंस. बट इफ यू आर अटेम्प्टिंग दिस क्वेश्चन देन remember C is the better choice. But for this gate exam question there is no ambiguity. For this gate exam question the answer will be option C, and option D is wrong because of only word. Okay, so I hope you understood this.